It's May 6th, 2026. And the Mourning Dove is back. All right. I've been trying to record this for a few minutes, but I had never turned off those damn hand gestures. So I kept canceling the recording. Again. But the hand gestures are now turned off. I've recorded a bunch of videos lately, but you haven't seen any of them. And that is in part because I had a strike on my channel. So I couldn't make anything visible. And I decided this morning, the strike's gone now. I was able to get it lifted, and I guess I can explain where that came from in a minute, but I decided to go ahead and just start over and delete all those videos. I had a total of 5 of them, or 6 of them, because a lot of them were out of frustration. And I just mentioned the Mourning Dove. One of the things I mentioned in those videos is every time I record a video talking about Sonia, that Mourning Dove's up there. And I know she loved Mourning Dove so much. Sorry, I just looked up, and I'll try to get on camera because the bird just left, but there was a jet up there at a real steep angle. Okay, I'm going to do the strike, and then I'm going to go back and say the stuff I've been wanting to say for a few days. I got the strike on my channel, not because of using the clip from the movie The Birds, or any music that I may have had in the background, heard from Cars or something like that, but because of the little joke that I did over the new car being a time machine. I got the strike because of the sound of the TARDIS materializing. At first, I was really pissed because I had gone to the BBC and they literally had a download for the sound effect because they were encouraging people to do videos for some anniversary using that sound effect. So I was pissed. Then I found out it wasn't the BBC that hit me with a strike. It was a Russian film studio who had illegally used the sound in one of their movies. They hit me with a strike. I appealed it. That particular video, they reversed the strike, but that video is not visible in Russia. There's only 5 or 6 of you who watch my videos, and none of them are in Russia. So, doesn't hurt. But I had recorded a video on Saturday. Talking about the week that I had before. But during that recording of that video, I was getting repeated over and over and over notifications on my phone from someone trying to get some money from me. So I went back and it wasn't usable. It just was too irritating because every time it went off, I got frustrated. And I was trying to play some music to you guys, and it kept getting interrupted. So I gave up. Deleted it. Sunday, I basically re-recorded that same video, basically saying the same thing. Realized it was too long. So I recorded it again right after that. Much shorter version without the included songs. Went to upload the video, and I actually uploaded both of them. And I was going to decide which one to actually make public, and then I realized I couldn't make either one of them public because I had the strike on my channel. So, over the last few days, I have recorded a bunch of videos, both on this and on my phone, just over the frustration of that strike and other frustrations. Oh God, I was just worried I was going to cancel because I put my hands up again, but I turned off. I can do this now. I turned off gesturing. I still got the voice command on, but I turned off gesturing. And with the latest update, it's real easy to turn it on and off. So if I ever need it, I can do it. But I do this a lot, so I don't think I want it. So what do I really want to talk about this time? Last week was a difficult week again. Normal shit week. But I got a lot done. I did a lot of work on the 2 songs that I'm doing off of the recurrent nightmare that I'm having involving Sonia. And I also have been working on a song for Clara, and I've now finished up that song for Clara for her birthday. I had to work on the video, and I'm going to make a music box or something that's going to play it the time of her birthday at the end of the month. So I worked on that, but then I had to go to a funeral on Thursday. That was hell. Same funeral home as Sonia and my mom and Warner, my best friend in high school who died during high school. Olga was there too, but Olga was downstairs, a different room. All the others were in this same room. I've probably been to, I don't know if I can count, maybe 40 or 50 funerals at that funeral home. And a lot of times it's people I barely knew. Friends of my dad, people my dad worked with, people I worked with, children who sadly have friends, but it's Sonia's and my mom's back in 2023 that are most difficult. I think the last one before this one would have been Ray's, which would have been no. The last one would have been my mom's. So it was very difficult to walk not only in that building, but to go into that room. And I got there early in the afternoon. It really was a wake. It wasn't a funeral. They did a private burial. I keep calling it a funeral, but it wasn't a funeral. But I got there at 4:30, and the lot was packed. I had to get dropped off. I go inside. Very difficult to even go through the door, but I get inside, I go into the room. The back of the room, and it is packed. I mean, every seat is filled, all the couches are filled, every chair. And it's standing room only. I worked my way up to the front to see Ron, who lost his wife. We're friends from high school. And let me ask you, I really didn't know him that well in high school. They were kind of different cliques. I think I knew Ron more than I knew her, but I definitely would have known Ron more than her. But it was, we became more friends after Facebook, after high school because of Facebook. Being able to meet up with people you went to school with, you didn't really know then, but now makes it a little easier to get to know them because of Facebook. So social media is not all that bad, I guess. But the main reason I went to the funeral, the wake, was because they came to Sonia's. They didn't know Sonia. They had never even met her. But they came because of me. I had to go. I worked my way up to the front, and I, talked to Ron and, gave the condolences. Let me read to you what I actually wrote in the card to him. I just don't want this video to get too long. And then I went up to say my goodbyes. It should have been a closed casket. It really should have been a closed casket. In fact, I'm getting to the point that I think that all funerals should be closed caskets. I've always found it frustrating, and then I've been reading this one book, and she repeats it in it because she has the exact same feeling I do. People saying, "Oh, they look so great," is fucking bullshit. No one looks good dead. I'm still horrified over seeing Sonia in a casket. Horrified over it. My mom was cremated before her wake. Sonia was cremated afterwards. And it horrifies me. My grandmother was an open casket at her funeral. It just, oh God, no. I hate it. I hate it. But the strangest thing about this whole wake was all these different people, and I would say a dozen or more, who came up to me and did the traditional, "It's good to see you, Ken. I wish it was in better circumstances. Hey, how you doing, Ken? I wish we didn't have to meet up this way." All the traditional bullshit you say at a funeral. But the problem is, I don't know who the fuck these people were. I mean, of the people who came up to me, I recognized Dawn Faulkner, who was friends with one of my best friends in high school, Mary. I recognized Mary's mother. I didn't quite recognize her brother, but I kind of figured out that it was him because he was standing with the mother. I recognized them. There was a couple others I recognized, but I couldn't tell you what their name was. And then there was a couple who introduced themselves, and I kind of remembered them. I wouldn't have recognized them. And then there was one who came up, and he's talking to me, and he talked about Sonia, and he talked about Mom, and he says, "You spent so much time here." I have no idea at all who it was. I even snuck over to take a look, because he had just come in, and take a look at the sign-in. but I couldn't read his signature. He signed his name. He didn't print his name so people could mail a letter. A thank you card. So it was weird. Oh, absolutely weird experience. I even joked with someone from the funeral home about, would it be wrong at my funeral to ask people to wear name tags? But then I thought a moment, wait a minute. I'm not going to be reading them. Of course, I don't plan and attend at my funeral. But it just was overall weird experience. But then the fact that I stood for 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. By the time I left, I was in excruciating pain. I barely made it out to the car to get in the car. Thank God we have the new car. I never would have got in the Outback. Never could have gotten in the Outback. My legs were so bad. And I hadn't drinking hardly anything that day. Mostly because it's still difficult for me to use a restroom in public, so I will limit my intake of anything if I'm going out. So that night, I had the pain of standing and leg cramps from not drinking enough water. Oh my God, that night was absolute hell. And then you throw in the nightmares, and it just was a miserable night. And then what did I do Sunday? Jesus Christ. What did I do the next day, which was Friday? I went back to working on the videos, the songs about my nightmare, that a recurring nightmare with Sonia. Bad idea. Besides that, the last few days have actually been very productive. I've spent a lot of time working on props, and when I keep calling it a prop, it's actually a costume piece for a local community theater group. Right now I have a skull 3D printed in my room, and I printed the axe that's going to be embedded in the guy's head. Tonight we got to go figure out how to attach it to him. It's kind of cool. My prop is based on the real axe that this story's about. And I finished up Clara's song. That's nice. I'm glad. And I think I'm going to take a break from the other two songs. I think I got the songs basically done. But I think I'm going to take a break, back up my computer, and get it repaired. Because doing the video for Clara's, the computer kept crashing. I got to get it repaired. And it's frustrating as hell because it's a new computer. But now I thought about playing the songs. I'm going to pull this back a little. Maybe I'll play part of them. But first I'm actually going to read what I said to Ron. Well, what was in his card. If I put glasses on, I can actually read it better. What I put in his card was, there are no stages. Don't let anyone tell you there are. There's not a quick way to get through this. No magic trick. No way to easily move forward. Some people will say things in the next few days and weeks that while they're trying to help, what they say may hurt. It is not set out of malice, but because humans don't understand grief. We fear it. And I gave a little bit of a quote from a book. There's nothing wrong with grief. It's a natural extension of love. It's a healthy and sane response to loss. That grief feels bad doesn't make it bad. That you feel crazy doesn't mean you're crazy. Grief is part of love. Love for life, love for self, love for others. What you're living, as painful it is, is love. And love is really hard. It's excruciating at times. And then I had a little bit personal stuff with him, and then at the end, grief's personal. Grief's love. Take your time. Don't let others tell you that you're doing it wrong. So it was a bit longer than I probably should have done, but I should really listen to my own advice sometimes. And I'm going to go ahead and play the song. I don't know for sure you're going to hear it, so maybe I'll insert it at the end. The songs, I've been wanting to do songs to remember Sonia for a long time. This is not them. This came about because I've had this recurring nightmare for over 1,200 days now, involving Sonia screaming my name, calling my name, calling for help, and me trying to get to her. Trying to get through a door, I can't get through a door, trying to get down a hallway, and the hallway, like you see in horror films, gets longer. At one point, she's, blocked by a burning fence. At another point, she's across a river. It's a recurring dream I have all the time. So one night, I woke up from one of these dreams again, and I was shaken. And I decided to go in and write down the dream. Because, I'm seeing a therapist, and I thought maybe I could talk to her about it. I don't know if it's going to help or not. I don't think it'll help. But by morning, and this is like 2, 3 in the morning. By morning, it became late. Okay, the camera stopped again. So I'm going to continue this. I'm not starting over. By the morning that night, the words became lyrics. And then as I woke up that morning, got out of bed. When I woke up, I was awake all night long. But I got out of bed, I started trying to put music to it. And while doing that, it actually evolved into a second song. So I ended up writing 2 different songs because of that nightmare. One is about the nightmare and the horror of the nightmare. The other one is about how, even though this nightmare is eating me up inside, I'm not sure I want it to go away. Because I hear Sonia's voice in it. Even though I don't want to hear her in pain and suffering, I hear her voice. And it's stupid because I have recordings. Yesterday, I was looking for a photo of Clara and her, and I came across a a video of her recorded, talking about where we're going to go next to clear us into the store. And so I have ways of hearing her voice. So why is it that I want to hear I don't want the dream to go away. I don't really know. I'm going to go ahead and play it. Right now, there is multiple versions of the song. I am not done with the music. But I think I got the lyrics done on the songs. The first song is titled 1200 Nightmares and Still Counting. I'm going to play part of the two versions. One's definitely a lot more darker.
I woke up again with my heart in the floor. Sonia was crying out from somewhere behind that door. I clawed through the dark like I could get there fast, but the hall kept growing and the shadows held me back. I ran through the mud, I ran through the rain. Every step I took me farther away. 1200 days and I still see it clear, when a voice cuts through me like it's calling right here. Sonia, I'm coming. Sonia, I'm coming. I hear your voice and I keep moving. Sonia, I'm coming. Sonia, I'm coming. I wake up shaking, 1200 nightmares and still counting. But I heard you. There was a fence on fire in a river too wide, a truck in the road and a dog with wild eyes. I swore I was close, then I slipped out of sight. Just one more walk between her and my life. I ran through the mud, I ran through the rain. Every step I took me farther away. 1200 days and I still see it. When the voice cuts through like it's calling right here. Sonia, I'm coming. Sonia, I'm coming. I hear your voice and I keep moving. Sonia, I'm coming. Sonia, I'm coming. I wake up shaking, 1200 nightmares and still counting. But I heard you. Maybe it's guilt, maybe it's grace, maybe some midnight I'll get to that place. If I can't save her in that old dream, I can still hold on to the sound she gave me. Sonia, I'm coming. Sonia, I'm coming. I hear your voice and I keep moving. Sonia, I'm coming. Sonia, I'm coming. I wake up shaking, but I heard you. I heard you. I woke up shaking, but I heard you. I heard you. 1200 nightmares and still counting. but I hurt you.
My plan is to add a ticking sound, like a clock, at the beginning and end of this song. I kind of try to simulate it with a guitar. Hold on. This is the other version of it. I'm only going to play a little bit of it. It's a completely different feel.
I woke up again with my heart in the floor. Sonia was crying out from somewhere behind that door. I clawed through the dark like I could get there fast, but the hall kept growing.
I don't know, I'm divided on this one, on which one to do. The deep one, I almost want to have the emotion of the one that's really dark, but then I'm not sure I do. So it's divided. It is really divided. And I may even totally change it, but I think the words are right. The other song, which I'm going to go and play a little bit of, this one's called 1,000 More Days. And this is the one I wrote about not really wanting the dream to go away.
I wake to her calling my name, a sound I can't outrun. 1,200 nights of reaching out and never reaching one. The dream pulls her farther away, like love turned inside out. I fight through walls that shouldn't be and wake up full of doubt. This grief is carving through my chest, but love won't let it fade. If pain's the price to hear her voice, it's one I've always paid. So my little butterfly, I'll go 1,000 more days. Let the nightmare have its way. If the cost of love is pain, it's a price I'll always pay. I wake up shaking, but I know there's one thing the dark still shows. If I hear her voice, then even so, it's the only part of Sonia the world can't take. People say the time should heal, but time just keeps me here, running down a hallway built from memory and fear. She calls for help, I swear I try, but something always breaks. I lose her like I lost her once, and every night it takes. This grief is what love leaves behind, a fire that doesn't rest. And even though it burns me down, it's still the part that's left. So my little butterfly, I'll go 1,000 more days. Let the nightmare have its way. If the cost of love is pain, it's a price I'll always pay. I wake up shaking, but I know there's one thing the dark still shows. If I hear her voice, then even so, it's the only part of Sonia the world can take. This grief is just the shape of love, the part that stays when she is gone. It breaks me, but it keeps her close. It's how a memory carries on. And if the dream's the only place I hear her call my name, I'm drawn. So my little butterfly, I'll go 1,000 more days. Let the nightmare have its way. If the cost of love is pain, it's a price I'll always pay. I wake up shaking, but I know there's one thing the dark still shows. If I hear her voice, then even so, it's the only part of Sonia the world can't take.
I think I was getting commentary from a bird. And that's Claire's song. I don't know yet on the songs, and I may never do anything with them. But I think that it's helping me get out some of the emotions that I've been keeping in. I'm less likely to smash something right now, even though there's definitely some things I'd like to smash. But I don't know. I'm going to set them aside for a few days. Well, maybe, who knows how long. However long it takes to get that computer worked on. Maybe I'll just delete them. Maybe I'll change them completely. Maybe they'll become a third one. I hope not. I kind of do want the dream to go away, but I also don't want it to go away, and it's just... I had a weird variant of it this week where we were at a large store, supermarket, you know, Superwoman on steroids, or Buc-ee's on steroids. She was kidnapped out of the store. That was totally different. That was a totally different version of the dream. But I guess similar. I mean, there's been other different types of dreams. You know, I've had a dream trying to revive her. I wasn't there. I've never been to Florida. I got to go down to Florida at the end of this year. I don't want to, even though it's nowhere near where she passed. I just don't want to go down there. But I have to. It's Matthew's birthday. Matthew's wedding. You know, and I've known that kid since he was 13 months old. And, you know, I love him like a son. So I have to go. I don't know how the hell I'm going to get there. But I got to go. Alright, this video is real long, and I apologize. And I'm not going to make a shorter version. I'm just going to post it. I got to put the multiple clips together because the camera stopped because it ran out of storage. Hopefully the first video is fine. But thank you for watching. Bye. Stop recording.
I woke up again with my heart in the floor. Sonia was crying out from somewhere behind that door. I clawed through the dark like I could get there fast, but the hall kept growing and the shadows held me back. I ran through the mud, I ran through the rain. Every step I took me farther away. 1,200 days and I still see it clear when her voice cuts through me like it's calling right here. Sonia, I'm coming. Sonia, I'm coming. I hear your voice and I keep moving. Sonia, I'm coming. Sonia, I'm coming. I wake up shaking. 1,200 nightmares and still counting. But I heard you. I heard you. There was a fence on fire and a river too wide, a truck in the road and a dog with wild eyes. I swore I was close, then it slipped out of sight. Just one more wall between her and my light. I ran through the mud, I ran through the rain. Every step I took me farther away. 1,200 days and I still see it clear when her voice cuts through me like it's calling right here. Sonia, I'm coming. Sonia, I'm coming. I hear your voice and I keep moving. Sonia, I'm coming. Sonia, I'm coming. I wake up shaking. 1,200 nightmares and still counting. But I heard you. I heard you. Maybe it's guilt, maybe it's grace, maybe some midnight I'll get to that place. If I can't save her in that old dream, I can still hold on to the sound she gave me. Sonia, I'm coming. Sonia, I'm coming. I hear your voice and I keep moving. Sonia, I'm coming. Sonia, I'm coming. I wake up shaking, but I heard you. I heard you. I woke up shaking, but I heard you. I heard you. 1,200 nightmares and still counting. But I heard you. I heard